and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of the Hyperconscious Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, we have a different setup because we are quarantining ourselves to be safe. We have a very special guest today. He is a best-selling author. He's a world-class performance coach, a philanthropist, and a world-class speaker. We are sitting down with the one and only Jairek Robbins. What is happening, my man?
How you guys doing?
We are living the dream.
Nice to see you all.
You as well.
Good to be back.
Yes, last time we had you on, I think it was episode number 78. This is probably 326, so it has been a hot minute.
Very cool. Good job, you guys. Reaching a lot of people now.
That's
exciting.
We appreciate that. So,
thank you for coming on, Jairek. Go ahead, Kev.
I was going to say, so let's get right into it. We got a shortened episode here. We were talking in the preamble about the current climate of the world right now. There is a lot of scarcity. There is a lot of uncertainty. If you're listening to this, we're in the middle of the coronavirus and the pandemic that is around that. And we were talking about what can we bring to you guys that will bring you certainty, that will bring you some, abundance. We can switch the way your mindset is right now. And Jairek, I wanted to ask you that. What would you say to the listeners right now if they're feeling scarce, if they're feeling uncertain? What can they do?
So I want to walk them through something, and let me pull this up on the screen. For those of you watching, if you're not watching, if you're listening, go to the YouTube channel and watch this because there's going to be some visuals that'll go along with this that'll be extremely useful. If you're listening, I'm going to try to describe it. What's that game where you describe what you want them to know?
Charades.
I'm going to try to charades this for you so you can see. So imagine a man in the middle of a chaotic winter storm. I mean, he is covered in snow. It looks cold and frosty out there, and it is like frigid cold. And the thought that comes to mind when we see this guy is winter is coming. And we have to remember that as people, winter is coming. And so if we're thinking of the fact that winter is coming, the very first question, and I'm going to ask you guys, what happens when winter shows up? Like what happens outside? What happens to the environment around us when winter arrives?
It gets cold and it's hard to gather things.
Yeah, it's cold. You got to put on like 20 layers of stuff to even walk outside. Things slow down. People are inside a lot more. Now, in the extreme winter, like when it's really cold, and we got to think about this. Let's say all three of us jumped in a Jeep and we drove up to a cabin in the woods to go hang out for the weekend. Let's say we arrive at the cabin and we go, oh, no, tomorrow we'll go by it's nighttime. So tomorrow we'll go get food, supplies, all that stuff. We go to bed, we wake up, we open the front door, and it snowed 12 feet of snow last night. The car is completely missing. The snow is blocking the front door. And we look around in the cabin and we say, oh my gosh, what is about to happen? Well, it depends. If we have the right preparation and gear with us, we're about to have a lot of fun. Like, my gosh, we got food, we got snacks, we got supplies, we got some firewood, we got some games to play, books to read. We got all kinds of stuff to do. We're going to have the time of our life hanging out together. But if we look around and we go, shoot, we probably should have picked up some supplies last night. And it's literally an empty cabin with nothing in it except for three dudes staring at each other. Now we're in trouble.
Right.
And so the first thing that we can kind of say in this concept is not winter is coming. We can cross that out and say winter is here. And so winter has arrived. And the difference between someone going and freezing to death and someone else going snowboarding and hanging out with the ones they love is how well are you prepared for winter? How well are you prepared? And can you get prepared quickly if you happen to have not been ready for this to show up? And we can show you what are some things we would need to do to prepare. Well, the first thing is if you're fearful in winter, you got fear in your mind. What happens is we want to realize fear lives in three places. Fear lives, let me switch colors here. Fear lives in the mind. Looks like the same color. Let me try a different one. Fear lives in the mind. Fear lives in emotions. And fear lives in the body. Right? Let me fix that one. There. Fear lives in the body. And so what do most of us do? Most of us in the personal development space, in awesome podcasts like this, and in the environment we're trained from, we're trained to train the mind to not experience fear. But let me ask you a crazy question. If we were out on a hike, we're out there hiking, and all of a sudden, right behind you, you feel a warm breath on the back of your neck, and you hear a deep growl of like a grizzly bear. How do you feel in that moment?
Very scared.
Like if you feel the warm breath, that thing is way too close.
Right.
And
Petrified.
it's about to eat you. And that petrified feeling is like a moment of shock where you're like, that's what happens. You literally freeze. You freeze in fear. Now, if we tried to cure that in the mind and you instantly went, I'm smart, people like me, I'm a good human, life is going to turn out in my favor in the long run. Good luck. Your body is going to go, yeah, who cares? I'm scared right now. Shut up. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do. If you read the Facebook post, if you read the Instagram post, with all the genuineness in the world, with all the heart, with all the love, with all the goodness we have, we're posting stuff like, don't worry, guys, it'll all come back together. That's great. That's needed. That's useful. We're just starting on the wrong side, because if it's in the mind, it's in the body. It's over here in the body. We're scared. Our body goes into fight or flight, meaning it shuts off access to our prefrontal cortex, which is the executive functioning of the brain, which is where we make logical, intelligent decisions.
Right.
That's literally cut off right now. This is how you can test if your body went into fight or flight, and if you're making emotional, illogical decisions because your prefrontal cortex is cut off and you're just reacting to whatever people are doing. If you have more than 12 rolls of toilet paper in your house, you are in fight or flight, and you do what people do when they're scared. They follow the masses. They follow what everyone else is doing, the majority. They follow the rich and powerful, and they follow what the people closest to them are doing. We're not thinking. We're just doing what we see because it seems to be working for everyone else. So if you have more toilet paper than you've ever owned in your lifetime sitting in your house somewhere, fear was in your body, your brain was hijacked, and you were literally just emotionally reacting and doing what the majority of people did, the powerful people did, or your family and friends did. Therefore, we need to go back to the body and say, how in the world could we get fear out of the body to give you a chance to make some real intelligent decisions right now?
Powerful.
Now here's the question. Why would we want to be able to make intelligent decisions right now? Because we're kind of in a do or die game. You make too many dumb decisions right now, you're gone. Your business falls apart, your family deteriorates, you get stressed out, your immune system goes down, and you're in the hospital, literally. And we're at that point. Like, you got to make intelligent decisions right now. You got to be smart in how you're taking on life. You know, most small business owners, if there's any business owners on here, you're usually about 3 bad decisions away from going out of business. You do 3 bad things, and my God, you're gone. And that's even in a good time, especially in a bad time. And so why do we need to get fear out of our body so we can make intelligent decisions? I'm watching people at home with their family for long periods of time right now, starting to treat their family not that great, starting to say things by accident because they're emotionally stressed and scared.
Right.
They're saying things that are hurting each other's feelings. It doesn't need to be said right now. But if we can get you out of fear and into, let's say, confidence, if we wanted to evolve from fear to confidence, now from a place of confidence, centeredness, calm, and collected, you'll be able to navigate this storm unbelievably well. So the first thing is, how do we get fear out of the body? So we're going to start over here. Well, the first thing we could do, something we've talked about, I think, on here before, which is that I'm going to draw like a little icicle. That's an icicle or an asterisk, but I'm going to call it an icicle. It's an icicle. We could take a 3-minute ice cold shower. 3-minute ice cold shower. It boosts your immune system, and it'll knock the fear right out of you. Because if you felt the grizzly bear, breath on your back of your neck and went, and you were just scared, and I took you in that moment, like I hit pause, I grabbed you, I moved you over, put you in the shower, turned it on cold, and left you there for 3 minutes, When that water hits your body, it's going to knock the breath out of you, knock the thought out of you, and knock the fear right out of you as well. And so it's like a triple threat. It clears your mind, clears your emotions, clears your body, and you're totally present and back into the moment right now, right here. The other thing it does is it causes your body to go into a very light state of fight or flight, where you get all the benefits without the negative consequences. So your adrenals fire, your eyes focus, you kind of get to the best superhuman version of you for the next 4 hours, which is incredible. So that's the first thing we could do. Second thing we could do is master our breath.
Jairek, not to interrupt you, but are you able to take cold showers down there in Florida or what?
So I'm in Puerto Rico, and cold here is nowhere near as cold as, Saskatchewan or somewhere up north. Totally different kind of cold, but it's cold still, just not as cold.
Sounds good. We're up in Massachusetts, so we got some cold showers. It's gonna be
That's
good.
Right. You got some real coldness.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Makes you stronger.
Love it.
People try to argue that, but you're in Puerto Rico. It's not as cold. I'm like, I don't care. It's still cold. Get in there. And so here's the rule. Set the timer on your phone for 3 minutes and do not get out until it beeps. Your brain will try to lie to you and within 30 seconds be like, that's totally 3 minutes. And you're going to try to get out because it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Stay there and breathe until the timer beeps. So you have to set it and you have to go 3 minutes. In the first 60 to 90 seconds, well, first probably 7 seconds, your body will try to get out of the water as fast as humanly possible because it's cold and your body's made to do that. If you guys ever do like a polar plunge?
No.
So if you've ever done a polar plunge, when you run and jump and land in the ice cold water in the winter, you can't even think. You come up and go, and every part of your body runs to get out of the water. Like it does not want to be there. And it's a very similar experience in the ice cold shower. P.S. Side, if you're pregnant or have heart problems, don't do this. Just an asterisk for people listening.
An asterisk for the icicle.
For pregnancy. Do not do this.
Right.
You can do the breathing I'm about to show you. If you're totally healthy and fit, go for the 3-minute ice cold shower. Now, the next thing you can do is breathing. Talked to a friend of mine. She has a brand new book coming out. Her name's Dr. Leah Lagos. Definitely look her up. She helps pro athletes to reset their natural nervous system during high-end, crazy intense competition. And so what's amazing, she has a protocol she taught me, which is 20 minutes of deep, slow breathing. Now, how you can access this, there's an app you can download that's called Breathe, B-R-E-A-T-H-E. It has a little orange circle that just gets bigger when you breathe in, gets smaller when you breathe out. You're going to download the app. You're going to set it to 4 seconds in and 8 seconds out. And then you're going to set the timer for 20 minutes. You're going to do it once in the morning, right when you wake up, and you're going to do it once at night, right before you go to bed. If you do this every single day for 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night for 10 weeks, you will reset your nervous system so you have complete control of getting back to calm any moment you need to.
Powerful.
I'm in.
Now we've got fear out of the body. From the ice cold showers and the 10 weeks of 20-minute protocol in the morning and at night of breathing, we got fear out of the body. Second, we need to get fear out of the emotions. This, you got to remember, whatever you focus on, I'm going to draw a little eyeball here. Let's see if I can pull this off. I'll get some eyelashes. Here's our eyeball, right? So whatever you focus on, you're going to feel.
Right.
Focus on your feel. So we need to train our body how to make it feel and how to focus on the things we want to feel. So one thing you might want to do is realize when you're scared, your body is going to go back to its emotional home. Now, what I mean is that's the top 5 emotions you consistently feel most often. So all of us have an emotional home. For some of us, our emotional home is laughter and joy. For some of us, our emotional home is anger. For some of us, our emotional home is love. The question is, what is your emotional home? What are the top 5 emotions you experience most often? Now, if those are the emotions you love to feel, that you really like, oh my God, they're my favorite emotions in the world, keep feeling them. If those are the emotions that aren't so great, let's replace them. So we got to ask a question. What are the top 5 emotions you would like to feel more often in your life? What would you like to feel? What are the top, where'd it go? What are the top 5 you would like to feel more often? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you can come up with those, let's say you wanted to feel more love, right? You wanted to feel more happiness and joy. You wanted to feel more, I don't even know how to draw this. I'm going to draw a dumbbell. Strength, that's a dumbbell. So if you're watching the YouTube video, you should be very entertained right now with my drawings.
Art with Jairek.
I'm not an artist, but my gosh, it looks pretty fun. And so this concept is if you want more love, more joy, and more courage, let's say, or strength, how can we get you to feel that? Well, if you wanted to feel more love, here's something you could do. You could go to your cell phone, go to the photo album. You could literally open, let's say just click the photos so it's open, scroll back to the very beginning. And when you get all the way back to the very first photo on your phone, just stop. And as you scroll through, find a photo of a moment in your life where you felt incredibly loved. Let's say for me, I might pick this one. So I'll show it on the screen here. This is my wife and I, the day after we got married. We jumped in the ocean and took a picture underwater together. Now, what you're going to do once you find the picture, you're going to grab a journal or a person, and you are going to describe this moment in detail to yourself. And what's going to happen is your brain's going to begin reliving one of your most favorite loving memories of your entire life. You're going to see it. You're going to think about it. You're going to feel it. You're going to express it. You're going to write about it. You're going to talk about it. And your body's going to completely immerse itself for 5 or 10 minutes in that emotion. Let's say you wanted to feel happy. Again, pop up in your phone, scroll through, just see if you can find something. Just find a picture that makes you feel incredibly happy. And I just saw one. This is my wife and I, taking our little puppy for a walk one day. And we stopped and I took this little picture, and it makes me feel so happy inside, seeing my wife so happy and our puppy just having the time of his life. And I would describe that in detail for 5-10 minutes. Then I'd say, I want to feel more courage. I do the exact same thing. And I'd scroll through the phone, look for a picture of the last however many years of life are in my pictures, find a moment when I felt really strong and courageous, a moment when I overcame something, a moment when I challenged myself and grew. And I'd click the picture, I'd bring it up, I'd look at it, and I'd describe in detail what that felt like, what was going on, how I felt, what was possible. And what happens is, because I'm training my brain to focus on certain moments of history, my body gets to feel them and I get to experience them, which again leaves no room for fear because my body is now being flooded with love, joy, courage, strength, whatever I want to feel. And I'm using this little simple exercise to bring it about. The other way we can get there is by asking really powerful questions.
Right.
Because whatever you ask your brain, it'll find an answer for. So you could say, where's the love in this moment? Where's the joy in this moment? How could I find even more courage right now in this moment? And as you ask yourself those questions, your brain will eventually find an answer. It might go, I don't know, in the beginning, but then you got to keep asking the question until it finds the answer. So this is how we could get fear out of the mind, body, or out of the body and out of the emotions. The final piece, we got to get it out of the mind.
Jairek, real quick, just circle back. So how did you choose which emotions? What's the framework that you wanted? So you chose love, happiness, and courage. And also what I've found, I've done this exercise of trying to figure out which emotions I feel most regularly, but I know we tend to lie to ourselves. So what's a good framework on how to make sure these are the actual ones that you're actually feeling rather than thinking you're joyful when you're really not?
Yeah, ask your friends. So, ask someone who hangs out with you all the time. How do I feel? Describe to me the emotions you see me in most often.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ask 5 or 10 friends around you. They'll know. Be like, am I really a joyful person? Am I really a happy person? Am I real? And they're like, nah, you're kind of like an angry, grumpy dude. You're like, seriously? They're like, yeah, you're fucking grumpy all the time. They're like, oh, I didn't know that.
You probably get grumpy.
You probably get grumpy. You're like, no, I'm not. Fuck you. I'm out. And you leave. I told you. That's grumpy. And you're like, damn it. Now, what's going on there? Let me give you an example of something. When you ask someone, there's a very specific situation that's going to unfold. And this situation is this. If you're not familiar with this, this is something that's called a Johari window. Now, imagine, for those listening, there's just 4 boxes on the screen. And if we cut this up, here's what you're going to see. There's something that I can see, right? Little eyeball. I can see it. And then there's something I can't see. Draw my little eyeball. There we go. So I can see it. I can't see it. Then there's something that you can see, right?
Right.
And then there's something that you can't see, as simple as this is.
Mm.
So what I can see and what you can see is called the arena. We can both see it. It's right there in front of us. What you can see about yourself, but I can't see, this is called a mask. This is hidden information. I'm going to see if I draw a mask here. This is hidden information that I don't know about you. It's behind your mask. You know it, but I don't. What I can see, but you can't see, it's called a blind spot. This is something. This is if I accidentally put a big old red dot on my forehead by accident with a marker, and you guys are like, Jairek, you got something right there. I'm like, no, I don't. You're like, but you do. You definitely, like, do you see it? I see it. And I'm like, I don't see it. It's not there. You're like, oh man, how do we explain to him that he's got a big old blue dot on his forehead? Like, and he doesn't believe us. Shit. This is called blind spot. I can't see it because it's on my own forehead. All of us have a blind spot. And this last thing, something you can't see and I can't see, this is called the future. We have no clue what's going to happen. And so what happens is, in order for this line to move, let me see if I could duplicate this page real quick. In order for us to move the line, we need to get what you can see bigger so you can see more. Now, both of these take courage, but in order for you to show me what's behind the mask, or I'm sorry, for me to tell you what's on your blind spot, you have to have the ability to listen. So I can explain what's in your blind spot. We're going to move the line this way. And then you have to have the courage to disclose. You have to tell me what's going on behind the mask. Right. And when you listen, this line is going to move this way. And when you disclose, this line is going to move this way. What ends up happening, let me see if I could throw this up here real quick. Add a page below. Should take just a couple seconds to draw this for people who are on YouTube so they could see it. Highly recommend you go over to YouTube and see this just as much as you're listening. That is not a square.
It's half a square.
Great pitch, Jairek.
That is still not a square.
Honestly, Jairek, this has so far been the most interesting podcast we've ever had in terms of we've never done anything like this, and I think it's very needed.
Okay, I finally got a square. Now we can keep going. So ideally, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for this magic sauce to happen right here.
And that would be the arena, the big one.
There you go. Because what you can see and I can see gets bigger. And if we expand the arena, because you're willing to disclose and you're also willing to have the courage to listen, then we can get the blind spot to be a lot smaller.
And this is awareness,
That's
self-awareness.
Right. Hyper-consciousness.
Right. We can get the mask to be a lot smaller. And we can get the future to be a lot less. And all of a sudden, we got this big old arena. And this big old arena, now we can make some magic happen together.
Wow.
But that's how we figure out what are those emotions. We need to expand the arena, which means we need to have the courage to tell people how we really feel. And we need the courage to look within and ask ourselves, how do I really feel? And we need the courage to listen and let people give us real, honest, true feedback of what they observe.
Right.
And if we do that, the arena gets bigger, and the arena gets bigger. Now we have something we can work with.
Powerful.
My goodness. So we only got
powerful.
We got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Jairek, what do you do for mindfulness and meditation, like to stay centered? What do you have a practice that you do daily?
Great question. So we use Muse. If you guys ever heard of this, it's a headband. You can see it in this on the video. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
see this lady's wearing it. This is a medical grade EEG brain scan while you're meditating. It gives you biofeedback in motion while you're doing it. The benefits, just so people listening know, if you haven't already covered this, the benefits of meditation in health: prevent depression, helps improve sleep, well-being, helps with resilience and stress reduction. In cognitive, it helps with attention, focus, and memory, helps with the self-regulation of emotion, helps with interpersonal skills, which is communication and assertiveness, helps with leadership skills, which is decision-making and perspective, helps with team development with awareness of others' needs. According to 120 different research institutions, including NYU, Brown University, University of Illinois, all these amazing places, they found it helps with anxiety, depression, ADD, pain, tinnitus, traumatic brain injury, age-related cognitive decline, and is very useful for support in hospital workers. And so it's amazing. So 10 minutes of meditation a day. We use Muse. It's unbelievably useful because when you have a lot of thoughts in your head, you get lightning bolts, thunderstorms, and clouds. When you clear your mind and totally focus, you get little tweeting birds that tell you that you're doing great.
Wow.
And at the end, it gives you feedback, and it tells you how well, as a grown man or woman, with your best effort, could you clear your mind for 10 minutes?
Wow.
My goodness.
Tells you exactly how well you did every day. Other thing we do, use our breath. 3 simple patterns you can learn. Besides the app, you can learn box breathing, which is just put 4 seconds on each side. So 4 seconds in, hold for 4, out for 4 seconds, hold for 4, in for 4 seconds, hold for 4. That'll get you back to calm. It's also in that breath app. They have a box breathing ratio that you can hit and just breathe with it. This one's important, a big hold. Another person who does this really well is Wim Hof, if you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you do, again, not if you're pregnant, not if you have heart issues. As long as you're not in those 2 categories, you do 30 charge up breaths. Charge up breath, if we think of like a lightning bolt, 30 charge up breaths would be in through your nose, out through your mouth really fast, like that quick, that pace. You do 30 of them. And on the 30th breath, you allow it to just go out. And then you hold. The ideal hold time for the first one is 60 seconds. Do not do this while driving in the pool, around water, or operating any heavy machinery. Do this on your couch in the living room, preferably lying flat. If you happen to pass out, you'll wake up on the couch with your dog licking your face. You'll be totally fine. And so do this in a safe place. That's first little asterisk here. Do 30 of them. And on the 30th one, do a big breath hold, let it out, hold. A place you can access someone who trains how to do this is the XPT, Extreme Performance Training app by Laird Hamilton. You can download that in the App Store. Go to the breath section, go to the free, and go to Midday Energizer. And he does this exact rhythm where he'll do slow box breathing. He'll do rapid breath. He'll do a 60-second hold, back in the box breathing, back into a rapid breath, back into a 60-second hold, back in the box breathing, and then, it might finish with some reset breathing. And so it's really cool. It'll walk you through it. Calm is something you do to reset your whole nervous system. The XPT training breath app is how you do to energize your body and activate.
My goodness. All right. That answers my question 100%. All right. So we got like 3 minutes. Alan, you can ask a quick one, hammer a quick one.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, Jairek, is you have so many incredible tips and tricks about how to increase your own well-being and the quality of your own life, especially when it comes to your emotions, your mind, and your body. Yeah. Why do you believe more people don't actually do these things? Like, what is the real bottleneck here?
So first off, lots of people do them. Lots of people are doing them more often now. The tricky part of why we don't do what we know, this is why I set up a coaching business. Right. Because when we have number one, when we put something valuable on the line, we tend to perform better than when we don't have something valuable on the line. So when people pay, right, that's them saying, hey, I'm betting on myself that I'm going to show up and deliver.
Right.
And if I don't, I just lost my money. And that was stupid. And so when they pay, they got some on the line, which means the likelihood of them doing it goes up. Second piece, we measure and track daily. We track their sleep. We track how well they can clear their mind. We track their heart rate variability, how well their nervous system is prepared and primed for the next day. Now, why do we track all that stuff? There's research that shows whatever you measure consistently tends to improve. If all you did was step on the scale every day for 30 days, you're going to tend to move the weight in the direction you want it to go, whether you're trying to mass up or lean down, because you're very aware of the number.
Right.
And now that you're aware of the number, you'll make decisions that move the number in the direction you want it to go.
Right.
Just the awareness of it. So we track all these metrics from their sleep, their mental clarity, how well their nervous system is. They become aware of the metrics. And then we show them, here's some simple things you can do to move the numbers in the direction you want them to go. And so this is exactly why I created this company, because we train them how to do these things. They get into the rhythm of it, and now they're doing all the things they know they need to do. For the people I work with, normally 35 to 45-year-old male business owners and entrepreneurs, they're so busy doing all this stuff, just being busy all day, that they usually drop the ball in 3 areas. That if they drop the ball for too long, it turns into a heart attack, divorce, and bankruptcy. Because they work so hard, they forget to come home and take care of the one they love. And one day they come home and there's divorce papers sitting on the table. And they go, my God, I was 3 days too late. I was like, if there's divorce papers on the table, you were a year too late.
Right.
You just didn't know.
Right.
You weren't paying attention. So what are the habits you can do to make sure your relationship actually lasts? What are the daily commitments? There's research behind this. And there's 7 things scientifically proven you can do to maintain a really beautiful, healthy relationship.
Wow.
It's absolutely proven. So are you committed, and are you doing those 7 things every day? Number 2, normally if divorce papers on the table, you're about to lose half your stuff, which that gives most guys a heart attack almost. And they freak out because they're like, oh my God, what happened? And it also hurts to lose the human. You're like, oh my God, you freak out. You know, that's a possible heart attack right there if you're not paying attention to your health. And then the third is after divorce, all the money goes to the lawyers, and there's a good chance, you know, you might go through bankruptcy because your business tanks, because you're so distracted by the emotions of all of it, and you're so freaked out and worried. And those are really real scenarios. And so we look at those things, which is the second thing to get people to do what they need to do. You need to show them the future, and you need to show them what the future looks like. And let me toss something up here on the screen. This is something really important, because if people don't realize what the future looks like, there's a chance they're not going to do anything. So if we were to draw, let me get this on the screen just so you could see it if you're watching. If we were to draw, we call this, you know, decisions and destiny. If we were to draw this little line, this is the future, this is the present. Let me see if I can put a bow on it. Kind of a bow. Whatever. That is a present. If you don't like the present, get rid of it. This is the future. So if we got the present and the future, if you do nothing, so if you know all these things, you hear a podcast like this, you hear all these episodes you guys put together, and they decide to do nothing. So let's look what that future looks like, right?
Right.
That's where your results are going. They're just going to go down because you don't do anything. And if you don't do anything right now, when the economy is getting worse, you're definitely going to go down. This is do nothing, right? Now, here's another future. You do some things. Well, it's better than nothing, but your results are still going to go down.
Right.
This is doing some things. Now, let's say you do the right thing, so you start to get results, but you do it at the wrong time. Your results are still going to go down. That one hurts people's feelings because it's actually doing the right thing at the wrong WR. Oops. See? Spelled it wrong.
Jairek, what's an example of doing the right thing at the wrong time? Just real quick for our
Buying
listeners.
a house in 2008.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Great to buy a house. Wrong time. You're about to lose your money.
Right.
Right.
Right? Or people who bought the stock market yesterday thinking it was going to go back up. Surprise. Right thing, wrong time.
Right.
Right.
That's okay. They just learned a lesson.
Right.
Right thing, wrong time equals punishment. And that confuses us because we go, I did the right thing. And they're like, but it was the wrong time and you lost. So there's this other thing, one more thing, which is all the right Oops,
Rife.
that's right. So don't do that. All the right things at the right time. Right? All the right things at the right time, you get astronomical growth.
Powerful.
What's an example of this? Joseph Kennedy in the Great Depression took $4 million and turned it into $180 million during the Great Depression over a 6-year period of time.
Was he the one who bought all stocks underneath $1 during the?
That's
different
Sir John
person.
Templeton.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's another example. He
Right.
also did this. He bought real estate. He bought mispriced real estate. $4 million turned into $180 million within 6 years. Today's money, that's turning $66 million into $3.3 billion over 6 years.
Wow. Jeez.
That's insanity. How did he do it? All the right things at the right time. Now, the only way, if you're fearful, do you think you're going to see that opportunity?
No.
No way. Or you might see it and not do anything about it.
Right.
And so this is where the final piece is. You got to feed your mind. And this is my pot of gold at the end of a rainbow or a steaming cauldron or coffee pot with steam. But that's a pot of gold with some rainbow in it. You got to be able to see the golden opportunities. You got to train your mind. You got to feed your mind examples of people who've succeeded in times like these. You got to train your mind to look for amazing opportunities around you. And then you have to if you got fear out of your body, fear out of your emotions, and fear out of your mind, and you flood your mind with what you want and the opportunities at hand, you flood your emotions with what you want and what you need to sustain yourself and be your best, and you flood your body with strength and courage, then you're going to act on these opportunities and have the opportunity to possibly move on an amazing, amazing moment that gives you an unbelievable return on investment.
My goodness.
Powerful, Jairek.
We appreciate you sharing these amazing, amazing moments with us, my friend. We'll let you go because I know we're over by a bit here. But where can people find you? Where can they learn more about you? Plug away, my friend.
JarekRobbins.com. Come and check us out there. You can go to @JarekRobbins. You can go to JRC TV, which is our YouTube channel. We have a brand new business training we're going to be doing once a week on Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be, I think it's JarekRobbins.com/SOS for Save My Stuff. Save My Ship. It's for small business owners. It's a really detailed training on how to help them navigate the chaos that's going on right now. It's absolutely free. We're going to be doing it every Friday for the next few weeks just to support people in chaotic times like this.
Right on. And just I wanted to say your content is amazing. I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's come amazing, like all the way up. It's awesome. Your content is fire.
Thank you very much.
So if you're not following this man, you should be.
Everyone, like Jairek, has very valuable content. Jairek, thank you so much for all of that. That was the best virtual presentation I've probably ever had. It was simple. Your drawings were fire. That was really valuable. Thank you.
The most
I do need to sign up for an art class so I can go better. But to start, it is entertaining to see what comes out of that pen.
Well, we appreciate it. This was definitely the most interesting, unique podcast episode we've done, over 320 something. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Jairek Robbins.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.